Hi guys, welcome back. This is 2000 Gaming Game, another figure fantasy content. So in this video, I'm gonna be telling you my exploit in chapter 16 moving forward. This is part 1 of my post-recorded video of what I did in the past, and I'm gonna be giving you a playthrough of what I was thinking about what's going on here. So as you can see here, I'm trying my best to push content without that much of a character. I have Alfred there, I know, but the thing is, Alfred, if he needs to have really strong gears to make him really work, so I don't have that. So what I'm going through here is I'm always doing my 3 tanks, 1 healer, and 1 attacker build. It's always like that for me, even up until chapter 17, with the team of Dolores, Sapphire, Yuki, and Minakami with Zephyr. Okay, that's my 3 technically tank build combination, because Dolores, even though she's a vanguard, I still consider her a tank. So again, purple characters really pushes you forward in this game. Make them 3-star, and in the future, if you got a lot of ultra figurines, you can fuse them for your ultra figurine to make them stronger. But for me, I'll just keep them at 3 stars because they're putting in the work for my account, which I'm really happy about. So I'm just switching some of them, making it a hybrid kind of stuff, because like from there I can make a hybrid summon team, I can make a double healing team, I can make a 2 nuke 2 tank healer team. So there's a lot of combinations here, and as you can see, there's no teams that you can set per the situation. So what I did was just put all of your strongest equipments or gears through like 10 characters as much as possible, so that if you're swapping it, for example, a healer to a healer, you just quick remove the first healer's super buffed up skill and then precise equip it with another healer that you're putting it on the team. Okay, so quick remove to your strongest healer's equipment, and then put in your healer, which is you're gonna be putting on the next one, and then quick precise equip it to make it like full health, and then all of the equipment from that character will go to your character, which you've sorted it out. So as you can see here, what I'm doing is I'm just removing it manually. There's no other choice here. The good thing is, if you have built a team of like 10 teams, or like technically 15 teams for PvP, because for example they need like 15 teams, right? That's why your Otaku zone is 15. So 15 teams with gears, and then try to just precise equip it with regards to what it needs to be. Okay, so unfortunately here, Suzumi is not yet fully equipped. She's really soft even with the healings, so that's why I'm not using her here. I'm just trying if my summon team here will push forward, but looks like it can't, because that Piggy oink oink, Mr. Piggy, really hits hard and heals his team as well. So the sustain is really huge, so they can't really contain this attack. So unfortunately, my experiment here failed. Okay, but it's always trial and error. Don't let yourself be boxed up in teams. Okay, so for example, oh, I need to make a fire team, I need to make a frost team, I need to make this team and that team. I think if you're playing a lot of gacha games, and if you're playing a lot of RPG games, sometimes tanks with heals and sustain with 1 hitter or 1 nuker is still the best. Okay, that's like, for example, if you're playing if you're just playing MOBA games, like you need the tank, and you need the support, and you need an anchor for you to beat the boss. Okay, so that's always the mentality here. I'm always like putting in, as you can see, I'm not looking at the brands. Okay, I'm not looking at the brands, I'm looking at the skill synergy. I don't really care about the brands because my RNG is bad. I don't have OP characters at this time. On when I was on chapter 16, what I do is I have 10 characters which have their equipments geared up. So for example, I have like 3 tanks or 4 tanks, and then I need to remove Sapphire in the team and then put another tank. So what I do is I quick remove Sapphire's item, and then put the character that I want to put in the team, and then precise equip it, putting it all health, so that all of Sapphire's equipments will go to that character, and then you just manually put in the emblem that you want to put in. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm putting emblems, low tier emblems, but they have high tier level up, so that you can get the benefit of the increased attack and increased HP. So as you can see here, no brand buff, but I have 3 tanks. Minakami is really OP. So I suggest if you don't have him, if you don't have a nuker, I know Zeraola is really good. But for example, Zeraola, she's a bit soft and strength in numbers. Shoutouts to Golden State Warriors. If you have Minakami, as you can see, he can summon units, and with that unit, they hit harder and attack faster. Okay? And then with Yuki's shield, all of his summons gets a shield when she heals up. So, in her line, okay? In her line. See, look at that. In her line, they get shields. So, look at this. Zephyr is almost dying here, but Minakami tries to summon and tries to distract that enemy down below. So, it's really good. Like, so it's like Minakami is always clutch here. Minakami's clutch. Dolores is clutch because she's just doing her way, eating her bread, and keep surviving on top. She doesn't really care. She doesn't die, technically. So, look at this. They're sustaining because of what's happening. There's no brand buffs. I was telling you, don't box yourself if you don't have a fire team, if you don't have a frost team. So, it means that you cannot progress in the game. You need to complete that team. You need to complete a fire team or frost team. I don't think so. Okay? If you want to push for content, just the story, okay? You don't really need a specific team for that. You need skill, synergy for your team, okay? And what their description is moving forward. So, if you have bad RNG such as myself when I was in chapter 16 or in chapter 15, so some of the comments, like in the comment section, they're commenting like, what if I don't have a frost team? If you don't have a frost team, then it's good. Try to have just like 2 frost characters. Like for example, Vazerwind. So if you have 2 characters like Vazerwind and Osuki, both of them are the frost team meta, so you can hybrid them, like 2 of them, 1 support and 2 tanks. You can do that. You don't really need to put in the full frost team, okay? And if you have a fire team, you can put in Zhao Yu, and you can put also Zhu Liang, okay? So that's the fire team. Or you can put the strongest fire character in the game if you have like Akeiichi. So you don't really need to put in like 5 fire teams to progress. You can just put in hybrids of whatnot. So as you can see here, I'm just putting in like, yeah, Dolores and Yuki and Sapphire, and they do the job well. It's kind of crazy. So there's no set teams that you can set while you're putting in such situations. You need to manually swap them all together. So my advice is just fully equip like 10 of your characters, or technically as much as possible 15 of your characters, and then for that 15 characters, they will not have like full geared up equipments. They will just have like filler equipments, but most likely you have 10 characters who are a bit buffed up with equipment. So that's what I do. Swap 1 of each and then quick remove that character's equipment, then precise equip it with 1 of my characters. For example, your tank, because they're all full heals, right? You can equip that to or all of your support because they're also full heals as well. So if you catch my drift. I think you're gonna be moving forward with the content. Try to equip your gears. Try to equip your badges. So I have a video of that. I have a playlist of that on what you need to do. Watch those clips. So even though you don't have OP ultra rare characters, you can still push content, just what I'm doing right now. So again, try to make use of your otaku zone with your 5 otaku managers. Preferably if you don't have anything to do with your ultra rares, use your purple characters, put them to reach them to like promotion 3-star. So that's the maximum awakening or promotion level for a purple is purple 3. Okay? So with that, like with that peach tree or pink 3, they can only reach up to 160. So that's your cap technically. And then from there on, you need to like sort it out. Then that's the time you need to upgrade your figurines, like your ultra rare figurines. So just like 3 healers, Minakami, and yeah. But sometimes this one doesn't work because of the damage. So what I do, if they can't really sustain themselves, usually I put in this crazy, like the free characters that Figure Fantasy put in, Erikiza. So she's really good. Erikiza is one of the strongest support in the game as well, especially with Azazel, because she distributes the damage and makes your team a bit more tankier and survive longer so that you can win the game. So as you can see here, I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna win this. Looks like I'm losing this. So Minakami is trying his best. Look at Minakami. So he's almost clutching this. He's almost clutching this. Almost clutching this, but like I got defeated here. So what I do, because I didn't really sustain it really well, so I'm just gonna swap one of the characters. Again, as you can see, there's no brand effect. Okay, don't always think about the brand if you're pushing content. I know the brand effects gives a lot of buffs, okay, a lot of HP. But if you're bad at RNG and if you want to push content, you need to experiment and see what your account gives you, okay? See what your account gives you. You don't really need to follow, okay, you need to follow this, you need to follow that. You just need to feel your characters. You need to feel. That's why you need to get a grip of what your characters is capable of. So I'm doing it right now here. I'm trying to put Zhao Yun because I want to get like an AoE damage. I want Zerola here, but the thing is, when the Piggy Oink Oink hits Zerola randomly, she gets really knocked out. So I still feel like Minakami for me is still better in my team. But maybe in your other team, in your team, Zerola is really MVP. Or Xantakin is your MVP. It depends on the character, like it depends on the account that what gives you. Okay. Problem is my Zerola is not that buffed up, and I don't have that ultimate badge equipment or a strong attack equipment. I only have technically one attack equipment, and it's already equipped with my Minakami. So I got a lot of like tank equipments, but not a lot of attack buffs, unfortunately. So again, what the game gives you, try to adjust and see what happens. The good thing is I have lots of supports and lots of healers, so that's where I go through, and the tanks I just support me. So see that I need, and also Zhao Yu increases their attack and attack speed. So and then they're getting hit at the back because he has an AoE burn. So it doesn't really mix up with the other characters, but still, it's working. It's working. See? This Zhao Yun, Sapphire, now Minakami. So the good thing about this, Minakami is really clutch here. So he summons a lot of characters, try to delay this, and then see, I clear this. So Minakami is clutch. Like, yeah. You can see the importance of Minakami in the story mode because he summons a lot of characters. Summon team is really good. But I feel like don't put in the full summon team. Put in a hybrid summon team because like Suzumi at front, I know she's tough if geared really well. But if she doesn't geared really well, she's really soft. Okay? So I still advise you put in a tank. If you have a Megan there, then much better. Unfortunately, I don't have a Megan. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video. Like and subscribe. Again, I'm telling you, don't get constrained. Don't put yourself in a box. Try to sort out what your account gives you and try to experiment on things. Don't really need to follow the brand effects if you're pushing into the story. But if you're in the big three, you need to follow in with the brands, okay? So that's just my tip there. So this is part 1 of part 2 that I'm gonna be doing in with my exploit in clearing chapter 16. So sometimes you don't really need buffs in clearing content. I know it's like out of the ordinary, it's unorthodox, but whatever works, it works. As long as you push content with what you have, okay? Do what you have. You like what you have is really what's important. If you don't have characters, if you're unlucky. So I hope this one you get tips from this, and I hope you guys like this video. Like and subscribe again. This 2000 gaming for figure fantasy, and I'm out. Peace out.